Patna that has raised question of lawlessness in Bihar. In the second on point, we discuss the Bengaluru Stampede probe status report of the Karnataka government. In the third on point, we decode the tragic death of a 9-year-old girl after multiple heart attacks. And now let's take a quick look at the headlines. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh hailed successful testing of Akash Prime defence system, calls it a significant milestone. Chennai High Court says legal action must be taken against those preventing entry to temples on basis of caste. Ensure safe environment for women employees, students in all schools. Odisha government tells district education officers in the wake of Balasore incident. MEA says government in touch with Nimisha Priya's family to provide all possible legal aid. In Renuka Swamy murder case, Supreme Court wraps Karnataka High Court for granting bail to actor Darshan. In Tablighi Jamaat COVID case of 2020, Delhi High Court quashes charges against 70 members. Bangladesh Foreign Ministry says building being demolished in Mymensingh has no historical or familiar link to Satyajit Ray or his ancestors. In a sensational Mafia-Style murder, unidentified assailants shot dead a convicted criminal inside Patna Paras Hospital on Thursday morning. The assailants barged into the victim's private room and fired multiple bullets before fleeing the scene. Patna SSP Kartikeya Sharma identified the victim as history cheater and murder convict Chandan Mishra, who was out on parole. Since Gopal Khemka's murder in the heart of Patna on July 4th, there have been many other high-profile murders reported in Bihar. On July 4th, Gopal Khemka, businessman, was killed. On July 6th, Ajit Kumar, school administrator, was killed. July 6th, Surendra Prasad, BJP leader. July 6th, medicine shop owner in Kosi. Again on July 6th, 5 members of family killed in Purnia. July 7th, Ramakant Yadav, sand trader. July 7th, Ajay Yadav lynched in Motihari. July 7th, Anu Kumari and Himanshu Kumar shot dead. July 10th, Jitendra Kumar Mahato, who is a lawyer. 12, Sushila Devi, nurse. 13, Vikram Jha. 17, Chandan Mishra. In the first 6 months of this year itself, there have been 1,376 murders. So if I look at the murders, in 2018, 2,977 murders. 19, 3,231 murders. 20, 3,195. 22, 2,958. 2023, 2,863 and 2024, 2,786 murders have taken place. In a bizarre statement, I would say, the state's top cop had a different explanation for the rise of criminal activity that we witness in Bihar.
इधर हाल में जो काफी हुआ है कि शूटर्स कई हत्याएं हुई हैं होती पूरे बिहार में, और इस माह मई जून में ज़्यादा मर्डर होते आई है वर्षों से। अप्रैल मई जून जब तक बरसात नहीं होती है ये सिलसिला जारी रहता है, क्योंकि ज़्यादातर किसान को कोई काम नहीं रहता है। एक बरसात होने के बाद लोग कृषक समाज के लोग व्यस्त हो जाते हैं और घटनाएं घटती है, परंतु आप लोग के द्वारा, प्रेस के द्वारा हत्या पर हत्या कुछ इस वर्ष चुनाव भी है, तो राजनीतिक दलों के द्वारा भी इस पर ज़्यादा नज़रिया दिया गया है, तो उसको लेके भी हम लोग चिंतित थे कि हाँ, नवयुवक ज़्यादा पैसा के लिए सुपारी किलिंग शुरू कर दिए हैं। तो एक नया सेल इसी माह हम लोग गठन किए हैं।
And now, let me take you through the tweet of Chirag Paswan. Chirag Paswan is part of the Union Council of Ministers and says the law and order in Bihar has become a serious concern today. Murders are happening every day and the morale of the criminals is sky high. The functioning of the police and administration is beyond comprehension. The incident of criminals openly firing inside Paras Hospital located in residential area of Patna today is a proof that criminals are now directly challenging the law and administration. So this is Chirag Paswan publicly talking about a government whose part he is in the center. In the light of the murder, opposition parties like RJD and the Congress are alleging that Jungle Raj is prevailing in the state. So the issue is, has crime under Nitish Kumar risen to levels seen during Lalu Prasad's tenure? Let me play out the bite of Tejashwi Yadav on this.
तो बिहार के लोग अब छोड़ करके व्यावसायिक लोग भागना चाह रहे हैं, सब पेशा वाले जो है भागना चाह रहे हैं, जो भय का वातावरण है। आज ही आप देख लीजिए कितने हत्याएं हुई हैं, डेली हो रहा है, कोई सुनने वाला नहीं है। अपराधी बेखौफ घूम रहे हैं। आपने देखा 5-5 लोग घुसे हुए अस्पताल के अंदर, आईसीयू के अंदर घुस करके गोली मार रहे हैं। 5 सीसीटीवी का खौफ नहीं है इन लोगों के पास। कौन बढ़ा रहा है मनोबल?
पारस हॉस्पिटल में जो गोली चली है, हत्या हुई है, अभी कल भी मैंने आप लोगों को कहा है कि बिहार में कानून व्यवस्था की स्थिति लगातार बिगड़ेगी, अभी और बिगड़ेगी। इसलिए बिगड़ेगी कि पूरा पुलिस प्रशासन तो शराब से पैसा कमाने में, बालू माफियाओं के साथ साठगांठ करके पैसा कमाने में, घूस लेने में लगा हुआ है। जितने मंत्री हैं, जितने सरकार के लोग हैं, वो ट्रांसफर पोस्टिंग में करोड़ों रुपए का उगाही कर रहे हैं। तो आप जब पुलिस वाले शराब और बालू से पैसा कमाने में लगे हैं, तो कानून व्यवस्था का काम कब करेंगे?
पारस हॉस्पिटल कोई सरकारी संस्था नहीं है, वो निजी संस्था है। वहाँ का क्या प्रतिबंध उन लोगों का रहा है, उन लोगों को सोचना चाहिए। अब घूस करके मारा है तो किसी साधु को नहीं मारा है, आपस में गैंगवार का मामला है। वो लोग तो कहीं भी कुछ कर ले सकते हैं। सरकारी महकमे में, सरकारी अस्पताल में रहता है, अगर बात होती तो मैं कर सकता हूँ, लेकिन उसके बावजूद भी घटना घटी है। आप देखें कि चाहे जो भी घटना घटी है उसकी त्वरित कार्रवाई होती है।
Okay. On this issue, I am joined by Dr. Pooja Tripathi, spokesperson Congress Party, Manish Baryar, spokesperson Bharatiya Janata Party, Ajit Kejha, senior journalist, and Dr. Sanjay Kumar, political analyst. Thank you all of you for joining me. So my first question is to the spokesperson of Bharatiya Janata Party. Manish, is it a case of a gang war or there is indeed lawlessness in Bihar today, sir?
Of course, it's a case of gang war. You know that Mr. Mishra was a known criminal. He had 16 to 17 murder cases against him, and he was on parole. So, the opposite party actually took a chance by, really attacking hospital. And this is something, unfortunately, we have seen in different parts of the country. It's not something which is uncommon or unique that has happened there, but it is very unfortunate. Second, I was looking at your data also, and I thought that I should really give you a bit of, and all the viewers, a bit of perspective of why do we call Lalu Zira a Jungle Raj. I think it is important to understand one should not confuse between what's happening right now to what happened during Lalu Zira and why it was called Jungle Raj. If you look at in from 1991 till 2004, before the NDA government came, the number of murders per year, because you showed that that graph, which was a bar chart, showed that, and I was looking at the data. You please go and look at the data 10 years before that, from the era you've shown, especially during Lalu's era. You will see that the population was somewhere around 20 to 25% less, because we are talking about 20-25 years back, and the murder per year was somewhere around 5,000 to 6,000. That was the peak. But it was not called Jungle Raj just because of that. There were other reasons also. I'll give you those reasons and data to ensure that people get a perspective why it was called Jungle Raj. But right now, if you look at data by data, because you showed a lot of data, in first half of 2025, actually the number of murders have come down. Right? So it's not that, the number of murders have gone up, but yes, this is election year, and even these kind of murders are very unfortunate. It should not be, happening. But I would end my first, comments by giving you some data. One, during Lalu's era, there was an organized crime, and that one has to understand. It was at the behest of government that kidnappings and murders were happening. It is not unheard. Everybody knew that the chief minister was responsible for, two gangs actually, doing ransom, and then he was the one who was in between and sorting things out. That is something bizarre and unheard of anywhere in this world. That happened in Bihar at that time.
Okay.
But anyway, there were 812 people died in caste massacres, and there were 26,000 people in criminal riots during that time.
Okay, point taken.
So,
Pooja, okay, I'll come back to you.
data,
Manish, I'll come back to you. We have a lot of data. I'll come back to you, sir. I'll come back to you. Let me take opening comments from all my panelists. Dr. Pooja Tripathi. So is it a case of gang war, or is there lawlessness? Is it correct to say that there's Jungle Raj in Bihar, or it's just that there's a spike in crime which we see in Patna?
Karthik, it's very sad, it's very unfortunate that my fellow spokesperson is talking about this is just a gang war, a rival gang went into an hospital loaded with arms and they just shot someone in ICU. Just an hour back, JDU leader Kishor Nishad was shot dead, and I hope he calls it a gang war too. Gopal Khemka, Ajit Kumar, Ramakant Yadav, Vikrant Jha, Jitendra Mehto, Sushila Devi and Surendra Rawat. These were the victims of gang war too. I think they should just sit back and realize that in the echo chamber of Lalu ka Jungle Raj 25 saal purana, what we are witnessing today is an absolute chaos in law and order. And he was just quoting figures. He just showed the SCRB, State Crime Records Bureau's figures, with 2786 murders in 2024, 2863 in 2023. And just this year, there have been 1,376 murders with 229 murders every month. And if you want to compare, let's compare it, because murders are murders. You want to show a sun being brighter and Jungle Raj versus Sushasan. The cases in kidnapping has increased from 2,566 to 10,925, a whooping 356% increase in kidnapping. Rape cases have increased from, I'm comparing Lalu's era to Nitish era, 1,063 in 2004 to 1,453. 16% increase in rape cases, and it's just every day. It's not just gang wars. JDU leaders, BJP leaders, everyone is being shot, in broad daylight. And this speaks that this state is an utter chaos. The state is an utter state of lawlessness. And rather than accepting accountability, they'll go back to the 25 years later, and elections are just around the corner. And they say, "Dekho Jungle Raj mein 3,000 hoti thi, हमने तो सिर्फ 2,846 पे खत्म कर दिया." This is the governance that the people of Bihar deserve. After so many years of NDA rule, this is the state of lawlessness. This is the state of murders, dacoity, kidnapping, rape, and everything that Bihar witnesses. So I think this should be said on front to the BJP
Ajit,
spokesman.
my question to you is, I know there cannot be any comparison between the tenure of Lalu and the tenure of Nitish Kumar. It's like chalk and cheese. But my question is slightly forward-looking, sir. My question to you is, one, what do you have to say on the Chirag Paswan statement? How do you interpret it? He's a union minister. Why has he publicly tweeted like that? That's not what you do in the RSS BJP ecosystem. This more resembles like other opposition parties. That's my first question to you, sir. What do you make of Chirag Paswan's tweet, sir?
Chirag Paswan is obviously making a political statement. He's part of the NDA alliance, but he's basically gunning for Nitish Kumar. He did that in 2020. He's doing it again. And let me be very honest. I don't think Chirag Paswan is doing it on his own. He obviously has the backing of the BJP establishment, because the problem with the NDA alliance, although it might seem like a major player because it sort of has two large players and two minor, let's say, Dalit leaders, but at the same time, there is an internal battle going on between the BJP and the JDU, and Chirag Paswan is on the side of the BJP. We saw that, the entire drama unfolded itself in 2020. It's going to unfold again. In fact, Chirag Paswan in the past had even threatened that he's going to contest from all the constituencies of Bihar. He's trying to put himself bargaining with the BJP for being the CM candidate, because it is well known that inside the BJP there is no tall leader in the BJP. That's one complaint. Sushil Modi used to be the tallest leader, he is no more, and after that you never had a state level leader. Whoever tried to rise, his legs were cut short. He was basically pulled out of the cabinet. I mean, I can give names, but even without names, we know that important leaders in Bihar who tried to sort of become local leaders, all of them were pulled down by the central administration. So obviously the BJP's game plan is we will contest with Modi's popularity, and after that basically try to bring once they win the election, bring out a BJP leader, or maybe, who knows, maybe Chirag Paswan.
Okay, now let me introduce Dr. Sanjay Kumar. Generally Mr. Nitish Kumar gets it easy. He's one politician who has had best of both the worlds, one, and he is one politician who has had his cake and he had it too. Something which is I don't think many politicians have been able to do. So my question is very simple. So many years in power, is Nitish Kumar losing grip? Is he in charge, Nitish Kumar? I don't want to get into the issue of age and other things, but is he in charge? Is he the Nitish Kumar which he was 18 years ago?
What is the health condition of Nitish Kumar? I can't say.
नहीं, मैं उनकी हेल्थ के बारे में बोल भी नहीं रहा हूं, पर नीतीश कुमार आपको लगता है कि प्रशासन चला रहे हैं जो एक मुख्यमंत्री चलाता है?
Just I am explaining. One thing is that being a Home Minister of Bihar, it's a responsibility of Nitish Kumar to maintain the law and order in his state. But just have to compare the tenure from Nitish Kumar to Nitish Kumar. Era of 2005 to 10 and the era of 2020 to 25. Just you can imagine that in the era of 2005, what type of decision he has taken? He has taken, I will never compromise to crime, communalism and any type of things. Which Nitish Kumar, his USP was crime, corruption and communalism. And that very type of incident just happening in Bihar, you may just imagine it that the Nitish Kumar, which has already in position to control the crime through the speedy trial, through the fast track court. Where is the fast track court? Is it functional in Bihar? Why? Where is the speedy trial? Where is the competent police officers? So Nitish Kumar, which one has already proved himself how to control the crime, how to maintain the law and order. Every Bihari, you may ask, from any corner of Bihar, you may ask, he will tell you, okay, fine, that very era, he has proved himself. But now, yes, his failure, just I am used the word failure, in the law and order, maintaining the law and order.
Okay, so you are saying that, okay, so basically, sir, you are saying that Nitish Kumar has failed in maintaining the law and order. Manish, to you, my question remains the same. Is Nitish Kumar losing the grip? Today I also heard the ADGP saying he might be right in context of explaining it why the crime rises in Bihar, but just to simply say because of our agricultural cycle it goes up, I really don't buy it, sir.
No, see, he is at a very responsible position. It sounds very bizarre that way, but that is the fact. Sometimes facts are stranger than fiction, but it is a fact that during this season, when crops are not to be done, then and these are very seasoned police officer, and ADG Mr. Kundan Krishnan is not someone who speaks anything but the right kind of statements he would make, and he is very senior as well as a pretty well-known police officer, and all your panelists would know very much about him, what kind of officer he is. So he will not make any irresponsible statements. He has made statements that is based on empirical data, and year after year we see that during April, May, June, just before rains, that kind of a thing happened. But having said that, as I told you earlier, that look, election year as well as Patna having this kind of a brazen kind of murders, and a lot of them are personal. For example, Mr. Gopal Khemka. So one should also measure law and order, not by the kind of murders that are happening, but also what is happening after that. Are the culprits caught? Have they been taken to court, to justice? I think that is also a good parameter on which you have to judge the administration. And that has happened in Mr. Gopal Khimka's case. The police was able to really nab the person, and ultimately what happened? It was a personal enmity, right? Number of cases which the Congress spokesperson talked about, they are all personal enmity, and that is something which unfortunately can happen. But then, this is something which is the government is seized on it, and I think the entire administration is working on that. You will see some kind of a positive result on that, for sure.
Okay. Dr. Pooja Tripathi, one thing, do you think that this election is going to take place on the lawlessness issue, or do you think the freebie will at least again be the most dominant theme of the election, like Maharashtra election or the Madhya Pradesh election? Because again, Nitish Kumar announced free electricity, and this free electricity, if you look at the data, I think it touches more than 1 crore of families in Bihar, and everyone loves a good freebie. Everyone forgets when you get that benefit. Delhi has shown that.
Agree, everyone loves a good freebie, but few days back, the state electricity board that they announced that there was no plan to announce free electricity, and today Nitish Kumar went ahead and announced free electricity. So what one hand is thinking and what one hand is doing, there's no synchronicity in Bihar, and that's what. And when you say what issues Bihar will be voting on, Bihar would be voting on this abrupt chaos, abrupt lawlessness that's happening across every day we hear it. And these are big leaders. You cannot just brush them under a carpet saying these are personal enmity and that's why they were shot down or they were gunned down. The whole police administration, the whole administration is to be liable for it. And Nitish Kumar is to be liable for it. Because, when he goes on to stage, and tomorrow Pradhan Mantri ji, Modi ji is visiting Bihar, I'm told. And that's where he should announce a fact-finding committee, he should announce a committee, and ADG Law and Order just saying that he comes from a very respected position, but goes on to make a very, very irresponsible statement, labeling farmers as somebody who were when not in job, when during this monsoon season they go on to commit crimes. I think this is the ADG speaking, and that shows how Bihar, Bihar, the whole police administration takes the state of lawlessness so unseriously. So Bihar would be voting on the massive disenfranchisement exercise going on the GABA. We have multiple videos by independent YouTubers who go on to show that BJP leaders are filling up the form, the BLOs are nowhere to be seen. So Bihar would be voting on migration, Bihar would be voting on abject. There was just mention, I'll just complete. There was just mention of fast-track courts when Nitish Kumar took power. There were 178 fast-track courts functional in the cities which gradually got locked down. And when it comes to the pending POXO cases, the pending criminal cases, Bihar tops the list in the country. And this is Department of Justice stars that I'm quoting. So Bihar has a lot to answer. Bihar would be voting the double-engine sarkar of NDA, JDU out this elections. And that would be...
I'll come to you, Manish. I'll come to you. You'll have the time. But Ajit... where do you think that the election is moving to? Is it around the law and order issue? Do you think it's around the freebie issue? Or do you think, as you always tell me in the studio in Bihar, ultimately the caste arithmetic and caste interest prevails?
No, I think, I told you that I've been traveling around Bihar for, last 6 weeks there. What I noticed is that, of course, look, law and order is always an issue during all elections in Bihar and the rest of the country. But according to me, it's never the number one issue. The number one issue will be emanating out of the fact that in Bihar today, voters have turned aspirational. Caste has, according to me, taken a backseat compared to, elections in the past. And when voters go for aspirations, expectations rise, then they basically want jobs. And I think, therefore, jobs is going to be number one issue. Education and health are going to be, again, very important
But
issues.
the jobs was also an issue last time when Tejashwi Yadav, I think, promised lakhs and lakhs of job. I think job was an issue last time also.
If you look at the 3 surveys that has come out, the 3 recent surveys from January till, the last month, all 3 issues showed that jobs was the number one issue. Inflation and crime are always important issues, but education, health have become very important issues. For example, you just brought in Prashant Kishor. He, for example, made an announcement that if we come to power, we will have Netarhat kind of school in every district. Now, it's a truth. For 20 years, the India has ruled, and there has been total educational decline in Bihar.
But let me be the devil's advocate here, Ajit. You know, a lot of people say कि job की बात सब करेंगे, पर वोट जाति पे हो जाता है.
I'm not saying that people don't vote on Jati, but let me turn around the question. Nitish Kumar comes from a community which has less than 2% vote, right? But he's the chief minister for 20 years. So therefore, caste is not always the way we see it. It's always caste coalitions, class coalitions that form.
Okay.
And this time I think it seems like class coalitions are dominating over caste coalitions.
Okay.
The inequality.
Okay. Point taken.
Jobs.
Okay, you are firm on this. You have been saying this for last 2 weeks. Dr. Sanjay, is job the issue right now?
Yes. Because in the previous election in 2020, Tejashwi has already focused on job. I will provide the 10 lakh jobs. And it has created a narrative among the voters. And the voters has already preferred him. So job is the major issue. I also agree with it. Job is the major issue because 57% population of Bihar below the 25 years. So youth aspiration, how I will get the job and which party will just promise me when I will come in the power, I will provide you the job. So job is the priority for Biharis because they are facing so many type of problems and problems like migration. We will discuss in another part of debate. One thing, second thing is that what you have told or what you have noticed, caste arithmetic is also an important issue. After health, education, okay, fine, everybody talk about him. Just education is necessary, how the higher education collapsed in Bihar, how quality teachers is not available in the schools and higher education. But due to caste arithmetic, these very issues dilute in Bihar, especially the education issues and health issues.
Okay.
And people just connect to the caste issues.
Okay. I'm really running short of time. I'll take a closing comment from Manish. Manish, you wanted to come in?
Yeah, in fact, while there is a
Can I ask you something, one thing point blank, Manish? Aren't you worried what is happening in Patna? As an individual, doesn't it bother you?
No, I think because you are not sitting in Patna, that's why, you have that question. Sometimes when we look at Gurgaon or Noida, we have similar kind of a feeling as to what has happened. So,
I get worried when things happen in Gurgaon, let me tell you. I get really worried. I get worried even when it rains in Gurgaon. More than this, and I'm not trying to dilute the discussion, I really get more worried when rains happen. Because
then, I
it
think,
becomes a sinkhole.
So these are election times, and this will get highlighted 10x when elections are there. And I think that is why you are feeling what you are feeling. But here, the people of Bihar, I think they are very, very secured, and they are very assured also. They are very happy the way the India government has worked for last 5 years, and they are pretty upbeat that the next time they are going to give NDA the similar chance as they have done. Overall, if you look at the developmental statistics, then Bihar, in terms of GDP, in terms of other aspects, infrastructure, you can ask the panelists out there that what has Bihar achieved, right? It is unthinkable that Bihar that was dark, completely dark, now is saying that we'll give you free electricity. Is that not a miracle, right? This was the same Bihar where there was no roads. You look at the number of roads that was there in Bihar during Lalu's era, and look at the number of roads which are there and how much time. And you can vouch for that. You can ask these panelists the similar questions and you will get the result. You will get reply also. So I think sometimes what happens is that if a political leader is there for a long period of time, there is a fatigue factor which might come in. And especially from the political analyst.
Do you think there's a fatigue factor for Nitish, sir?
Things can happen.
Do you think there's a fatigue factor for Nitish, sir?
So personally, I don't feel that it has come to the electorate, but definitely it might come to the political analysts who have their own vested interest, and that's how they speak what they speak.
Would you like to see Nitish continue for next 5 years, 10 years?
Is that the question to me?
Yes, sir.
of course, there is no problem. This particular election is being contested under his leadership, and that is what the central leadership has said, and that is what is being presented to Bihar. And I'm sure the people of Bihar is going to give a verdict. You will see that.
Okay, thank you all of you. Thank you all of you for joining me. But I think the template of the Bihar election will be set tomorrow when the Prime Minister is going to visit, because I think in the speech he's going to definitely touch upon the issue of Lalu Prasad's tenure of 15 years, Lalu Rabri tenure, and he is going to compare it with Nitish Kumar. But the fact of the matter is, yes, there is a difference between how Lalu Prasad Yadav ruled and how Nitish is ruling, but the voting will take place on the last 5 years. That is also the bottom line. So this was on point one. But don't go away. In the second on point, we look at the RCB Stampede probe. After a short break, what happened?
एसोसिएट स्पॉन्सर एंकर टूथपेस्ट, नए जमाने की नई सुरक्षा।
रास्ता है वही शहर, बदले हैं नजारे या नजर।